So, The Haunting of Hill House is one of the newest Netflix shows. I think it's been on Netflix now for 2 weeks. It will be, I think, this Friday. And it being, Halloween month, I figured, why not review this show? And I binge watched this show. It took me a couple days, and it's only 10 episodes, Netflix show. And it's about a family, how they live on this house, of course, where there are strange events that go on, and it's told via past as well as present, and how the two kind of shift into one cohesive story. Now, honestly, the premise was kind of like, to me. But what interested me was Mike Flanagan as the director, because I've seen most of his movies. I've seen Hush, I've seen Oculus, I've seen Ouija 2, which actually wasn't that bad. Gerald's Game. I think his films are solid, and so I was curious to see how he was going to make a TV show. And for the most part, he does a solid job, I have to say. These are 10 breezy episodes that are well shot. I really do like the color palette that they chose for the cinematography. It's well acted. I think the standout for me personally was Carla Gugino as the mother. You would know her best in like Watchmen, Race to Witch Mountain, stuff like that. Like, she is a good actress, and I think she does a great job. And it's funny because Mike Flanagan used her in like Gerald's Game, so it's nice to see that she's getting utilized again. She's a really good actress. The acting for the most part is good. The show's not scary per se, but I do think that it does have atmosphere, and it's nice to see a show that is kind of creepy-esque. But here's the thing, I'll get into the negatives in a bit, but I think it's a well-acted show that it gives you enough creepiness for horror buffs to really enjoy. And the themes of depression, mental illness, family, and what it means, as well as just how sometimes you don't know the whole story, and I like all those messages. And I especially like how this is a show that, yes, it's being advertised as a horror show, but you can analyze it as if it was like a family drama. Similar to Hereditary, which came out this year, and it's one of my favorite thus far of the year. And I like when a show or a movie can be many genres, not just one specifically, but of course I can respect those as well. I think also the score is creepy for the most part, which it needs to be. And some of the scares were effective. But again, it's more of a family drama in my opinion. The standout for me, personally, with episodes were 1 and 9. Specifically the ending of episode 1. Like, that's what kind of hooked me into watching the show, honestly. And so, again, I think a lot of people will be entertained by this if you haven't seen it already. But here's my problem with the show. And I know for those of you that watch my reviews, you're probably like, oh yeah, here we go. I think that this show really isn't that... It just doesn't stick with you, man. Like, it really doesn't. Everything I've seen before, and yes, I'm all about, like, understanding that pretty much everything's been done before, but hear me out. If something's been done before, you want to try and do it better. But I just feel as though this show isn't really focused on that. And also, the finale, it way too sentimental, man. And in my opinion, way too happy. I was like, is this the same show? And I'm not saying one episode can ruin a show, especially when it's the first season. But I think it definitely hampers the overall show, because you're almost expecting this to be a show that has some kind of payoff that is satisfying, especially with all the themes that are going on in this show. But it doesn't pay off, to me at least. Also, I just feel as though this show just kind of gets a little too full of itself by the end. And by that, I mean it does certain things that it's just trying to cause suspense. It almost feels like Deus Ex Machinas or red herrings, and it's just kind of like, really? Is that necessary? And again, I just think for me personally, I'm a big horror fan. Truly, I am. And to see a horror show that Netflix is doing, I was excited. But, I have to say, I just think that this was solid. It's not bad by any means, but it's also not great. Like, this is not a show that is going to be, like, one of my favorites, at least in the first season. But again, the second season, I'm sure will come out next year. Will I watch it? Probably. I saw the first season, so why wouldn't I watch the second? But overall, it's solid to me. So, The Haunting of Hill House, it gets, for me, a 3.5 out of 5 star rating. If there's, like, a hot sauce grade, It's the old Texas Pete hot sauce. Not a bad show. Like I said, by no means is it a bad show or a basic show. It's just a show that had so many themes that are deep that could have been explored more, but to me just weren't fully. But again, there were some relatable aspects like the whole family dynamics and everything. But I just think that they could have overall just kind of emphasized that I get that there's mystery, but sometimes you don't want to have too much focus on the mystery and not have payoff. That's kind of disappointing. And it's not even like artsy. So, but guys, that's my thoughts on The Haunting of Hill House. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you think it was just okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.